Hello, what is up? Welcome to my channel, Belle in Real Life. Today I'm going to be talking about, crap, I almost dropped it. Today I'm going to be talking about the book Every Heart a Doorway by Seanan Mcguire. I have this on my Kindle right here because I actually listened to the audiobook version of this, which I really enjoyed. This book follows our main character, Nancy, who has just come back from basically the underworld or the world of the dead, and she served the Lord of the Dead and the Queen of Shadows. And she goes to this school because, well, her parents are freaked out because she's weird now, and she was missing for a long time, and they think she's crazy, so they took her to this boarding school called Eleanor's School for Wayward Children, I think. And basically, it's a school for strange children, but it's actually a school for children who've been through a doorway to a different world, and then have come back and now have to cope with that. Especially for the children that want to go back to their world that feels like home to them. And this place, Earth, basically, is not home anymore. Some of the characters she meets along the way include Sumi, who is crazy and basically a Mad Hatter nonsense girl who just says really weird things and is kind of crazy. And then Cade, who comes from a fairyland, and Jack and Jill, who come from another really dark world, like with vampires and stuff. I don't know what their world is called, I forgot. But, so this book, I really wanted to like it. I really did. I thought it had so much potential, and the beginning was great, the setup, the storyline, the characters, but it let me down. It did. And I think a lot of that was because it was so short, that it didn't really have time to, like, make me love it. And there were just so many things that happened in it that were so abrupt. Okay, if I have my hand up, it means I'm saying something spoilery, and if you don't want to be spoiled, mute the video until I put my hand down, okay? So, when Sumi died, I was completely taken aback, and then there was another death, and another, and I was just like, wait, what is happening? This makes no sense. And don't get me wrong, I really appreciate the dark undertones of the story, and I am obsessed with fairy tale retellings and anything that has to do with fairy tales, and Alice in Wonderland was one of my favorite childhood stories. So I loved the whole like premise and kind of like the darker background of the story and like underlining, but spoilers again, I didn't seem to care. Like, it was like someone died, like Sumi died, and everyone was just kind of like, oh well, she died, okay, well, okay. There was no explanation, there was no real, like, whoa, oh my gosh, she died, what are we gonna do? Like, it was just kind of like, she died, okay, that happens every day. And maybe in this weird school, death is not that uncommon because everyone here is basically psychotic, and they come from these weird dark worlds, and so I get that, but I felt like the plot lacked a lot because I didn't understand the things that happened, and I feel like they just didn't fit. I feel like it didn't make sense, and I feel like it could have been so much better if it was longer and if she had taken more time to really explain things and to kind of give you more. I rated this book 3.5/4 stars because I loved the idea and I felt like it had so much potential, and I will definitely read the next books when it comes out because it is a series, the Wayward Children series. This was the first book, and I'm really excited to read more because I love the story and the characters and the premise, but the plot was just so lacking in 173 pages that, I don't know, I didn't appreciate it as much. And although there were some nice points, and I was impressed by the fact that she could write this book in 173 pages, I just didn't understand why she didn't give us more. And don't get me wrong, I am a writer, so I totally understand how freaking hard it is to write a book, and a long book at that. But there was just hype around this book, and so much excitement about the story that I was let down. I was let down, and I feel like if you're gonna write a book with that kind of potential, like, do not waste it, because it was such an original idea, and the characters were so original, and I was so let down. And I do like this book, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm going to continue with the series, but I feel like it was just lacking. It was just lacking, and so that's why I'm giving it like 3.5 stars. And I never give 5 stars. Like, I never give 5 stars. Never. So 3.5 is good. 3.5 is a good book, okay? It kind of is sitting in that spot where I just don't really know how I feel about it, and maybe the rest of the series will clear more things up. Maybe I'll like it better, and maybe I'll like the second book better, but there was just so many unexplained things and just weird things that didn't fit. They just didn't fit. For me, anyway. You are totally entitled to have your own opinion, and if you liked it, then totally let me know in the comments. That's awesome. Spoilers, the deaths were just the main thing that upset me. I just didn't understand. I don't know. It's not that I wasn't expecting the book to take a really dark turn, and that I didn't like the dark turn, but it just wasn't what I was expecting from this book. It wasn't, I felt like the way she did it could have been so much better. And so I'm not hating on this book. I did like it. I would encourage you to read it. But there were just, there were problems. There were problems with the plot, and it could have been more. It could have been more. But overall, to give a more positive outlook on this book, it did really impress me in 173 pages. That I loved the characters so much, and they were just all so original and so well done. They were just beautiful portraits of these messed up kids from worlds, and like portraits of what these worlds did to them. And although I felt like it was really blunt and like shortly blunt, I appreciated it, and I did like it. The beginning and the end were my favorite parts. I loved the beginning, and the end was really nice too. I felt like it was a nice way to wrap up the book. Spoilers, when Nancy found the letter from Sumi, I just made my heart like, when she went through the door, I was like, yes! Made me really excited to read the second book. So the ending was really nice, and she had some nice ties in the story, like the pomegranate seeds. Nobody gets to tell me how my story ends but me. Aww. So that's pretty much all I have to say about this book. Let me know if you loved it or if you hated it down below, if you've read it, if you've not read it yet, if you want to read it, if you don't want to read it, just let me know. Yeah, I hope you do pick up this book, because I do think it was a nice short read that took me a day, and it was really fun. I enjoyed it. Fun and dark at the same time, which I think was really cool how she did that. And it just had this like childhood feel, but it was dark, which was really cool. I appreciated it a lot. Like I said, there was just plot holes and things that I didn't understand. I hope this review was good. I hope you liked my opinion, and if you didn't, then I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry, because I'm entitled to my opinion, and so are you. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a lovely rest of your day. Bye!